It is Bud Light game night. We are live at Crestwood Tavern out in the Crestwood district, along with Jim Dunaway to my right, drinking a McWhorter. Lance Taylor having a blue cup of Bud Light, cold Bud Light, and a blue plastic
I
NFL
like that,
cup.
man.
That's a cool little cup.
NFL, yeah. I'll
Yeah.
get you guys one.
EG, Emily Grace McWhorter. I'm Ryan Brown. EG having her little Coke with lime.
The best thing ever.
Coke, do you squeeze the lime in it, or you just have it on the cup to make yourself look fancy?
It depends.
Interesting.
This doesn't. I don't really want the outside of that in my drink. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it depends on the lime.
You know, they
Okay.
tried that for a while. Coke actually tried to bottle it up with lime in it.
Oh,
It's how I got hooked on Diet Coke.
really?
Yep.
Diet Coke lime to start
Diet
with.
Coke lime to start with, yeah.
Wow.
What kind of rum do you put in yours?
I like it just dry. Yeah.
Her rum is ice.
Yeah. rum
It
is
really
ice.
does with the consistency,
It
and it's just
looks-
because it's melted.
Yeah.
It looks like you've got a some kind
little-
of spirit.
Yeah,
in
that
there.
was always like the when at least back in the 80s.
Back
when I
in your
was,
day.
Back in my day
Wow,
in
get 'em,
the 80s
EG.
in college. That was sort of the introductory sorority girl drink in
What, a
college.
rum and
Oh,
Coke?
Rum and Coke. Rum and Coke.
Interesting.
Yeah. Too many of those, somebody be holding your hair.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I've
was
seen
the
it.
so was the Sprite and Cokes. What is it?
Sprite and rum.
Sprite.
Sprite and rum.
Yeah. We were here with our friends at Bud Light. They've got like this outdoor backyard deal set up with us. They've been doing the backyard tour. They're back at, I saw this on our text from our friends at Adams Beverage. They're going to be outside Mercedes-Benz Stadium. I saw that
Oh.
set up. Yeah.
Yep. You guys will have a tailgate. I'm still undecided if I'm going over. You three will be there for sure.
Yep.
Yep. 100%.
I don't know if the weather's going to hold up, but
Oh, I know.
Yeah, there is a chance of rain. Definitely a chance of rain on Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
good news is it is a dome they're playing in on.
It
That's
Saturday.
right.
is.
The chance of rain will not affect the game. It'll just affect the outside.
Have you noticed when Alabama plays Georgia in that building, it pisses rain?
Yeah, but
Interesting.
It really
the
does.
SEC
every single time.
Yeah.
Greg Sankey did the best thing ever back when they moved into the retractable roof Mercedes-Benz. They said, regardless of weather, it could be 88 and sunny, the roof will always be closed.
Yeah.
So we don't have to make
Interesting.
that call or whatever.
See, I think
Just
that's dumb.
No,
I kind of
Yeah.
agree.
no,
I think it's dumb.
because then you sit here and saying, okay, it's 66 and sunny.
Right.
We're gonna have open then.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay,
but
it's 44 and sunny.
65 and sunny. I
Yeah.
mean,
Well,
you know.
I think it's common sense. I think the majority of us can say, hey, let's sit outside. It's comfortable tonight. Or, you know what? It's too cold.
Okay, it's common sense, but where do you get to the
It's-
temperature where it impacts one team and helps an underdog? That's what he wanted to avoid. This way, it's
How-
always closed.
How would
Always closed.
it help or hurt?
Okay,
either?
a colder game would help the underdog more than it would the
How do you
favorite,
How?
figure?
because then the offense can't click at the same pace.
I
as
mean,
what
I
he
would-
What are you talking
I would
about?
say if Florida was playing in cold weather, they're going to be worse than that.
Yeah.
They're going to be worse in cold weather. Florida is. How many
But
cold
you
weather
don't
games do they
you don't
play?
keep the dome open if it's cold. How about this? We
yeah,
have
but
a
that's
rule.
my point. Where is the line?
The
Where is
line,
the line?
How about we do a 70-degree line? Does that make
yeah,
sense?
Yeah.
Well,
70.
they did a line. They said we're going to close it.
Yeah,
every
which
time,
is
and then
stupid.
we
And
just
it's
take
not
it out.
just the SEC. I was over there for Super Bowl 53,
They
and
closed
they
it.
do the flyover, and I'm like, this is awesome. We've got a beautiful night in January or early February, which you never have. And then they decided to close it. I'm like, why in the hell are you closing this? Why do you have a retractable roof?
If you're not going to leave it open.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you make a call for a championship game where there's no home field advantage, and you say we're going to keep it,
It's
even
not a home field.
Stevens
Georgia, Alabama, either or, any element doesn't matter.
in this situation. But there has been times in past where, let's use one of the great Alabama teams against the crappy Florida teams. If you impact the weather a little bit, say it was a colder night, well, Alabama's the better team. Now their offense is going to play in 48-degree weather or a drizzle. It changes the outcome of the game.
Fans aren't going to want to sit in 48. I'm again, I think it's just common sense.
If it's too cold, you close it. If it's nice, we keep it
Yeah,
open.
I'm going to
Yeah.
vote her being the smartest on the panel.
Yeah,
I have
but,
yet to
but the
give an
question is,
opinion
what
on
is
this.
too cold?
Yeah.
That's what line do you get to for is too cold?
I think for me, it's not the coldness, it's the rain.
Yeah.
If there's a chance of rain, you close it. No questions
Right.
asked.
Yeah.
If there's no rain, leave it open.
So you know what the SEC did way back when? They decided not to ever have
That's
this
right.
debate.
Yeah, we don't even have- we don't-
That's true.
We don't have
That's
to
true.
waste any time or energy on this discussion. We're just going to close it every time. It's such a small opening, too, though. I don't think it matters that much.
It doesn't give you a
I
panoramic
mean, it's
view.
it's like a pinhole.
It's like we're looking at a solar eclipse.
Do you guys like that venue?
Yo, I love Mercedes-Benz Stadium.
I
It's
like
my
it.
favorite new stadium. I've been
Is it?
to. Yep. Now, I've not been to the one in Minnesota. I really, from what
It's-
you two have said,
It's the best.
and I have a
to
buddy.
me.
I have a buddy that takes his son to an NFL stadium every
That's cool.
every fall, and he's told me so far his favorite one is Minnesota. So I want to go to a game up there. If the Dolphins play up there anytime, I might try to go up there. But I like this much better than Jerry World. I like it better than Lucas Oil. I'm trying to think of all the new ones we've been
Lucas
to.
Oil was cool though.
It really
Yeah, it was cool, but I like
unique.
Mercedes-Benz better. But
Yeah.
Lucas Oil was unique.
It had really good sight lines.
It did.
It really
I,
did.
I had no complaint with Lucas Oil. I just like Mercedes.
SoFi from the outside the day I went, it was
Never
locked
been.
up. I got to go
Yeah.
to the pro shop.
Oh,
It
cool.
looked cool.
Yeah.
But all due respect to the old Georgia Dome, for a
I-
basketball game, it
Oh,
sucked.
Yeah.
oh,
But for a football game,
Great
it was,
venue.
it was
Yeah.
a great eye. You
Yep.
it had a good eyesight, good eye line from just about any seat in the house.
I went to the, I
I
think
saw
it
that.
was the
Yeah.
first ever
Well, that was a-
Falcons Rams game at the Georgia Dome back in '94.
I went the
think
first. Yeah, it was '94. The first year they opened because I went to
Thursday night game, by the way.
Falcons. It was a Thursday night game.
Yeah, I'll never forget this. I went straight back to Tuscaloosa the same night
Ooh.
because the Bama Beach Club opened. It was one of
Oh,
Bombers.
you're not-
It was a
you're not gonna
dance
miss
club.
that.
You
Yeah.
couldn't get good hip hop music in Tuscaloosa back then. It was all jam bands.
Yeah.
That's
And so they
hilarious.
opened it that night. So drove straight back, got there about 1 a.m. It was open until 5 a.m. Hell of a night.
I've told
I,
these guys the story before, EG, but this will blow your mind. There used to be a stadium in Indianapolis called the RCA Dome,
Okay.
It was
it
the
was-
Hoosier Dome before that.
and it was air supported roof. And you could only, like, from the media area out onto the playing surface, you could only go through the doors in sequence. Like, this one had to open and close
Oh,
before you could go to the next
wow.
one.
I still don't believe that.
Because I promise you, the door would not open until this one closed. It was a
So y'all have to
sequencing of
file
doors.
through.
It's like a
Yeah.
submarine.
Yeah,
I don't
it was,
believe
it
it.
was insane.
I mean, how inefficient is that when you're
So
trying to
bad.
jam 70,000
bad.
people into a dome?
no, this was underneath. I'm
Just
sure
for
it was
media?
different up top, but yeah, it was underneath in the bowels
Dang.
before you walked out.
I hope you don't have an emergency or else you're getting
Yeah.
stuck by the little sliding door.
It was insane.
Beep.
But that
It
would
was
have been
insane.
like that for the Silver Dome, for Minnesota, the old Metro Dome, and for RCA.
Did RCA ever collapse? Because the Silver Dome collapsed
Yeah, that
one
was
time, and
because
then
of
they put
snow,
it back up, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
they had
Hubert
the-
H. Humphrey went in.
Yeah,
one
the
time,
Metro
right?
Dome.
The Metro Dome.
Yeah.
They went in one
Yeah,
time.
yeah.
I think the best part of Mercedes is the food prices.
No, there's no doubt.
Can't beat it.
It's it's my favorite stadium. Now, again, there's some I haven't been to, but the ones I've been to, that's my favorite stadium.
Yeah, but it gets you. It gets you because you're up there and you're like, oh, a hot dog and a Diet Coke, and then they're like,
That's
$7.
$4. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
let's get
oh,
another one.
I'll
right.
take another.
I make
Yeah.
that 2 hot dogs.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
take. I end up taking 3 hot dogs.
I respect it.
You know, the first
When
time
in Rome.
I went to that venue was for Taylor Swift.
Really?
Yeah, it was the
Reputation tour, probably.
no, it was the Reputation.
Yeah.
I took the kids, and I remember I went, and me and Jack went down to the concession stand, and I just assumed I had heard about the pricing, but for whatever reason, I was like, this is just Falcons games. And I just assumed I'm going to pay triple the cost, Taylor Swift, and I was blown away.
Yeah. No. And it's a great business plan because I think their revenue
Went up.
went up. Revenue, not profit.
Right.
Revenue went up.
Yeah.
It's a good place to be.
Which lets you know, by the way.
Oh, we got a bucket of beer.
Here we
Thank you,
go.
Isaiah. Appreciate
you,
it.
Isaiah.
Isaiah asked me an interesting question tonight.
All right.
He said, I was watching some of y'all's material. He's like, who do you like better, Josh Pate or Joe Klatt?
Oh, I mean, that's like
Yeah.
picking kids.
That's what I told him. I was like, I've known Klatt longer.
Yeah, Pate's newer to the show. Classman been
I
on
said
forever.
both are just terrific.
Yeah.
And I was kind of dumbfounded. I was like, I don't know.
Let me ask you this, EG. You're new
Okay.
to the family.
I am.
And I'm not saying pick a guest.
Happy 3 months.
Thank you. Almost 4. We're a week away from 4 months.
Wow.
I know.
It seems longer.
It
Yeah,
does.
in a
honestly
sense, it
does.
seems longer. Who is a guest of ours that you've really liked? And this is not to
Well,
say it's your
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah. Okay. Well, here's the thing. Josh, I knew
That's right.
before
Right.
y'all, which is so weird to think about.
Yeah.
So I love Josh, him and Quinn. So his right hand girl at CBS when
Yeah.
he goes on his Once Upon a Time
Right.
tour. They joke that they're my parents in the industry,
Uh-huh.
that I'm their kid. And so I have a affinity towards them. But I love Harp. Like whenever
Roman Harper?
yes.
Yeah.
Like anything that comes out of his mouth, I'm like, that is hilarious. That is awesome.
Yeah.
You're so smart.
He's hard to beat, man. Hart, first of all, is just a good dude.
Yeah.
You want me to tell you the first time I ever met Harp?
Yeah.
So him and Charlie Pepper, we're on a flight, and I am going to.
Charlie Pepper is a former Alabama defensive back, played for the Packers.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I am going to.
No, you're young enough not to know who that is.
I'm going to Los Angeles, and they're going to Las Vegas.
Los Angeles, the big city in Southern
Thank
California.
you
Las
so
Vegas.
much.
in
Gambling
Nevada.
capital of the
Been to
world.
both of those cities.
We're on a
It's
Southwest
confusing.
flight, and I sit with those guys, and they had just gotten done playing, and so we drink the whole way, and then we have like a layover in Phoenix, and so we kind of all three become buddies, and I get them to come on the show forever ago. Next round or round table, what was
Yep,
that? Probably 20 years ago.
Wow.
Not that, probably 17 years ago. And then I'll never forget, they drove from Tuscaloosa because we had a Playboy Playmate came to Oak Hill Bar and Grill in Homewood
And they
to
drove.
sign her centerfold. Yeah, and they drove in town. They did the show with me, and then
Wow.
they came. It
Went
was
to
so
see.
funny.
Yeah, he's a good dude, though. I like Harp, just a laid back guy, knows
Yeah.
his football, enjoys talking about it.
It
Yeah.
feels like, to me, it feels like our audience is also just like on FaceTime with him.
Yeah,
It
I
feels
agree.
very personal.
Yeah, I never know where he's going to be.
Yeah, his
Yep.
little kid might pop in.
That was
Loved him.
fantastic.
That was
That-
awesome.
Is that when the
Kids about
spoon
that.
story came?
Sergeant Spoon?
Yeah, Sergeant Spoon, because and this is a true story. So there was a line of people, which was so weird, to get this girl to autograph their centerfold.
Poster.
So,
I had to feel
Oh.
Yeah.
creepy. Right?
yeah, like
Playboy was a magazine, a paper magazine back in the day.
Dunaway.
But EG, it literally is like 2 or 3 in the afternoon, and there's a line of dudes, and she's opening up her naked
That
centerfold
is
with a
just
Sharpie.
so weird.
So
Do you
awesome.
sign on your stomach?
So weird.
Is that what you
I
said?
don't even remember. But I'll never forget because I was sitting up next to her, and Hart was like, "Can you sign it? Do you mind signing it to Sergeant Spoon?"
Sergeant Spoon. Who's Sergeant Spoon?
That's Harp.
That's Harp.
That's his nickname.
Okay.
It was a nickname he got in Tuscaloosa. I will tell you this: so if I was going to try to go out and get a future talent, Terrion Arnold.
Oh my goodness.
And by the way, I saw a mock draft today. You know what it had him going?
Where?
13th overall
I
to
asked.
Green Bay.
He gone.
Yeah,
he's
no
gone.
doubt. I asked Daniel Jeremiah, not on one of our recordings, but before we started, he had said, "I saw that interview you guys did with Terrion Arnold. That was hilarious.
Yeah.
That kid's hilarious." I was like, "Oh yeah, he's fantastic." I said, "What does the NFL think of him?" He said, "I'll just be honest with you. I have not broken his film down yet." It's one thing I've learned about DJ. He will not really,
I respect that.
yeah, he won't tell you a guy until he's broken his film down.
Yeah.
And he said, "I haven't broken his film down, but everybody I talked to already had him top 50."
Oh, he's such a good kid.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about like him and Jalen, Elijah, and Tyler and the guest.
Yeah. By the way, already had him top 50,
Top 50.
and that was before he put out the tape he did this year, right?
Wow.
I think that's what DJ was saying is
Yeah.
coming into the year, they had him top 50.
that's right. So, and he
He-
got roasted a lot.
No,
last year.
but yeah, he was the guy that people were picking on.
That's right.
Lane Kiffin called him number three. But right now, I don't know how you guys feel. Caleb Downs going to be superstar. Don't have to worry about him right now.
Yep.
But the best player in that secondary is Terrion Arnold.
Yeah.
Well, he's just been thrown to way more because people throw away from Kool-Aid.
Kool-Aid.
But, man,
That's
Yeah.
what disappointed me in the Iron Bowl, though, is that Kool-Aid, the miscommunications. I don't know if it's his fault or who was supposed to be helping him on the coverage, but it was his side, I think, on both those wide open receivers. I think that was on Kool-Aid's side.
I think I would take shots. And look, Kool-Aid's great. Kool-Aid's going to be a first-round guy too. But I think personally, if I'm Georgia on Saturday, I think I would take a shot at Kool-Aid before I do Terrion.
You
I
know
think
why?
so.
Because he hadn't been getting as many reps as Terry.
Right,
Terry
right.
has been
True.
been defending the castle. He's been
Chabah.
Yeah.
Let me pull this up. I think I saw that Terrion Arnold did not allow a completion in that game. Would that surprise you?
No,
But
But yeah, two
Spain door.
interceptions.
Well, I know he had 2 interceptions for sure.
Yeah, and they only completed like 7
Yeah,
passes,
right.
right?
That's a good point.
yeah,
Wasn't very many.
That's a good point.
7 completions. One of those were by the
all right, so
non-quarterback.
Here it is in the Iron Bowl. This is from PFF College on Terrion Arnold. 23 coverage snaps, 3 times targeted. So they only threw it at him 3 times. Of course, they only threw what?
Yeah. So that was
14
that was
passes.
half of the Peyton Thorne passes.
Yeah. 0 catches allowed, 2 interceptions, pass broken up, and of course
Wow.
a 0 passer rating against him. Now look, you're going to play better passing offenses than Auburn's, that's for sure. But that's a good. It's hard to be any better than that.
How easy, and I know we brought this up on the next round today, is it going to be for Hugh Freeze to sell the collective on, I need $2 million to get the quarterback I need?
Yeah.
Because all he's got to do is chart it out. Look, this is what we did in
Yep.
this game.
Yep.
This is what we did in that game.
Yep.
And,
Yeah.
I mean, I can't even imagine how much better they're going to be with a borderline. I don't want to say an elite, just like a B+ quarterback.
Would you rank Peyton today in terms of grade? A D?
D-.
D-.
I mean, that might be generous. I mean, I hate to beat him up, but
Hey, I mean, he tries. I mean,
Yeah.
here's what I would say about Peyton Thorne. When
To
he had
your point is, you looked all over college football in the portal and you said,
Yeah.
that's the guy I
Yeah.
want.
And I still don't believe that. I would love truth serum from Hugh Freeze to see what really happened there, because he said, I got my guy in the portal. But if you go back to 2020 or 2021, Peyton Thorne was really good when he had Kenneth Walker.
yeah,
I mean, not really good. He was
He was better
serviceable.
than he is now.
Yeah.
man, you want to talk about catching? Kenneth Walker must have been one of the best running backs of all time. He made Peyton Thorne look like a good quarterback, and he made Mel Tucker look like a good coach.
No, he made Mel Tucker
He made him a
multi-millionaire.
multimillionaire, ain't no doubt. But I
Yeah.
mean, Kenneth Walker must have been
Hey,
incredible.
by the way, transition, we get to see him tonight
That's right.
for the Seattle Seahawks.
Yeah, we'll talk about the games, but like game night, Crestwood Tavern. You can come by and see us at Crestwood Tavern. We're all here hanging out. We got buckets of Bud Light, as the guy says in the chat. Bud Light girls running around here tonight with
Yep.
buckets of beer. So you can come grab some Bud Light at Bud Light game night here at Crestwood Tavern. And we'll be here until 7 o'clock. So EG's about to walk us through some games.
I am.
You can play them all at MyBookie.ag. Code NextRound, 50% sign-on match up to $1,000 at MyBookie.ag when you sign on with code NextRound for that. And also all the plays at Lance'sLock.com. You have a play on this game up at Lance's Lock?
I do. Yeah. I got side up right now. Coming off a 5-2 last night. It's been a good run. You guys notice how nobody talks about it when it's a good run?
I do.
That's
You,
profound.
It's
You-
been,
you
it's
get-
been a great week.
you get beat to death on social
Mhm.
media when you throw up an 0-5.
And I get it.
Yep.
But, we try, we work.
Maybe it's our fault. What's the total this week? What you got right now?
So let's just go back to Saturday.
All right,
Okay.
Saturday.
6-3,
All right, so 6
2-1.
So that's 8-4.
FU Zay Flowers.
Yep.
3-0 Monday.
3. So we're 11-4.
1-2 Tuesday.
All right, so we took a losing day there. We're 12-6.
5-2 yesterday.
So 17-8.
Yeah.
That's
Not
pretty dang
bad.
good.
17-8.
17-8
I'll
will
take
win
that.
you a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just quick math, that is 68%.
Yeah. And the industry leader is probably what percentage?
53,
53.
54%.
So that's a trend over industry
Yeah.
leader.
So we've got 4 plays up tonight, and we've got 1 NBA, we've got 2 college basketball, and we've got the side and the Seahawks Cowboys game tonight, which I absolutely love this game tonight.
Oh, you got a good
I
play
really
on
do,
this
yeah.
one?
Dunaway, you got any parlays going?
Do in fact,
as you
the-
mentioned,
the front end of one right now. Florida Atlantic's leading Liberty 60-43.
Hey, that was one of the biggest matchups in the nation tonight.
Yeah, Florida Atlantic's ranked 13th in the country. Liberty is unbeaten 6-0 and getting a boatload of points. Some suckers would maybe have played Liberty in this game
Right? How'd you
on
do?
the road at
No.
Florida Atlantic.
You say a buttload of points. What number did you get?
I think it was it 9.5? Is that what it was?
That sounds right.
Yeah.
You're not out of the woods yet, by the way.
Oh, you think I played Florida Atlantic?
I would assume you did, if you're bragging on it.
Oh, I wasn't bragging on it. I just said that was the first of
Oh.
a parlay.
Who did you play?
I played Florida Atlantic, but I was
Okay. Yeah,
thought about Liberty.
19-point game right now.
Yeah, I was thinking, Liberty. I saw them come in a few years ago as a team that they forced on Alabama because the team Alabama was going to play couldn't play, and then Liberty came in here and shot Alabama's eyes out. Wasn't that Liberty? Is it that? No. It was
no, that
Belmont.
was Davidson.
Davidson.
You'll get there in a
let
minute.
me ask you this. We
Davidson.
love people going to mybookie.ag.
Uh-huh.
I love
You
it.
can
I love
play
it.
everything.
Yeah, bet
Taylor hit
anything,
a parlay last night.
She did.
Wow.
Anything,
Early
anytime,
birthday
anywhere.
present.
MyBookie.ag. Yep.
Do you catch yourself, though, if randomly, let's say Mountain West Championship, which, by the way, we didn't talk about how they actually pared it down to their 2 teams.
I had it to talk about, and the day I had my stomach bug when they went to the computers
It's such bullshit.
and they go with Boise State.
So
instead-
it's that sports source thing that
Yeah.
everybody
Yeah.
uses.
so
So-
UNLV's in.
So, yeah,
And it was
UNLV
Boise.
just got beat by the hottest team by far, San Jose State.
Right.
San Jose State, based on the computer, is out.
Boise's
UNLV
in.
is playing Boise.
So Boise, who has fired their coach, is playing for the conference championship.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Mm.
And
That
San
makes a lot-
Jose
makes
State,
a lot of sense.
Could raise a trophy with a fired coach.
who played one of the most difficult out-of-conference schedules in college football, started 1-5, and they have since won 6 consecutive games, just beating UNLV, but now they don't get to play for it. With all that said, My point was going to be, if you see that game pop up and you're like, damn, I got to get some action on this.
I will tell you this.
That's a yes.
Yeah.
Here's what I do.
100%.
Here's what I do. If I just happen to, I've been walking / running a little bit lately,
Running.
right? Maggie's
Wow.
got to preach.
Wow.
What chased you?
Yeah.
Maggie's got to preach on Sunday, so she's working on her sermon.
Right.
Kids have been sick,
Yep.
so I may sit down.
Peruse.
I may sit down at 5:30 and just look at the early slate of games. And I will say that the ESPN Plus is a great app on my Hulu. I didn't know this, but there's a team called, I think it's the University of Missouri, Kansas City
Yeah.
Yeah,
Kangaroos.
UMKC. Yeah.
Yeah, the Roos.
The Roos.
Yeah, I watched one of their games the other night.
Yeah,
Had
you
a
like
little-
what you saw?
Had a little action on them.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It is.
I almost went back with them tonight against, I think they're playing Southwest Missouri State.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've seen this team play. I like
That's
them
right.
only giving a few points to Southwest Missouri
He
State.
has scouted the ruse.
But I stayed off of that.
Yeah, good
Oh.
idea.
So how many plays do you have tonight?
I've got a 2-team parlay on the NFL game. I've got
How do you have a 2-team parlay?
He's got favorite in the over.
I've got
Favorite
the, I got
over?
the total. I got the total and the. I do the favorite of the over. That's what I have. Cowboys and a ton of points because that's what they've been doing. And then
Against crappy
it's
teams.
a trend and an angle for a reason. And then I have a basketball parlay that I can only get up to 5. So a 5-team basketball parlay that includes Florida Atlantic giving points.
Just because we're talking about the Cowboys, I got to bring this up. So I did.
Taylor's hitting like 7 and 18 parlays,
I know.
and it's making me jealous.
I know.
Did she leave?
I think
It's her birthday.
It's her birthday. I think
Okay.
she's got a
So
birthday
It
dinner.
was amazing she came.
So we were doing some promos. You guys were waiting on me because I was doing Chip Brown's show
Yeah.
in Austin.
All of it.
They are really pissed off and extremely nervous that if Texas wins, they don't get in.
Well, I don't know that they should be nervous about that,
Texas wins, they're in.
but
I don't see a path they don't get in.
Yeah, because I think Alabama's in
Well,
if they win.
first off, if it's Georgia, Michigan, Florida State, and Oregon, Texas doesn't get in.
I don't know if they don't.
Oh no, Texas would get in before Florida State.
Yeah.
Dude, they have shown us they're not going to knock out that Florida State team.
Oh yeah,
They
they
No,
put
no,
them
no,
at
they
number
have
4
not.
for a
They
reason.
have not shown us that. They haven't done the final
Yeah.
poll yet. I keep trying to
Yeah.
tell you, you're basing this on all the previous polls. Here's what I would say for Texas. I really think Texas needs to pull for Alabama.
Oh, that's what I told them.
Yeah, because
do too.
I
drag
think-
them along with them.
I think so. I think the committee is going to put the SEC champion, and I'll say it again. And you've said it. I know the SEC champion is going to be in this thing.
I think the easy
Eh, eh,
admissions to me are Oregon
That's right. They played nobody.
and
Florida State.
Florida
They got a hurt
State.
quarterback.
Yeah, I think the
Yeah.
way it should be, I really believe it should be Michigan. If Alabama wins, Alabama, Georgia, and Texas. I think that is your top 4
Yeah.
teams.
I'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
And I'm
Great
just-
helmets.
I'm just saying,
Oh,
if
yeah.
Alabama is in, it makes it far more likely that they say, God, if we put Alabama in, we cannot leave Texas out.
You could. There would be no way. Yeah.
You can't.
I mean, it'd be
Yeah.
hard. They could do it, but
But
it'd be
how-
hard.
But-
How is the world going to react to 13-0 Power 5
That's-
Florida State name brand,
It's going to be easy,
2013 national champs, 2014 playoff contender,
easy admission.
unbeaten,
They're going
and they're in because they got a player hurt?
That's
They're
it.
out because they got a player hurt?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
part of it.
They
I hate it.
they messed up. They could have made their statement on Tuesday night by saying, we watched
We
Florida
deserve-
State. They were down 12-0. They're not that good without Jordan Travis.
That's what they should have said.
and we're going to pull them back to 7 or 8.
That's what they should have done.
That's what they should have
But
done.
they didn't. They left them 4. Now they're in a mess.
I don't think they really care though. It's
Yeah.
a bunch of multimillionaires.
Name one person other than Boo Corrigan on the committee.
There's a former coach who I recognize on there.
Well,
I
I
don't know
know
his name.
Ward Manuel was on there, but did he get recused?
No, he
No,
did
he's
not.
on there. He's on
He's
there.
recused when they talk about Michigan, obviously. But
I'm
now
sure
there's-
Condoleezza Rice is on there.
No,
I
not
think
anymore.
so.
Gotta
Anymore.
throw a chick in there. No
I
offense.
know.
No, I think it's all guys. I really do. I
Oh,
think it's
okay.
13 guys.
Wow.
See,
I
my
think, I
point.
think they do some of the polls in just their boxers,
That's my point. That's my
smoking
point.
cigars.
That is my point. Is that
Oh,
you
you're-
say this committee has said it. Nobody knows who this committee is.
Do y'all
Yeah.
want the list?
There is a coach.
Yeah.
Let me-
I actually do want the list.
I do too, but there's
I-
a coach. I'm trying to think of
There's
his name.
2 I know of. I know you've got 3 I know of. You've got Ward Manuel, the Michigan athletic director.
Yep.
You've got Boo Corrigan, the North Carolina athletics
Yep.
director, and Will Shields, former college and NFL player.
Oh, yeah.
Nebraska player.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Will Shields is on. That's the 3 I can
I
name.
trust Will Shields.
Well, yeah, he knows football.
Do y'all know how many members there are?
13. I
13.
think.
Yep.
It's always 13.
Yeah, I think it's an odd number for that reason.
Okay. We start with Boo Corrigan,
Yep.
Mitch Barnhart, Kentucky athletic director.
There you go. That's your
He's not
SEC
fighting
rep.
enough for Alabama right now. Damn it, Mitch.
Oh, I got to tell you guys what I heard about Mark Stoops today.
Oh.
Okay.
By the
Interesting
way,
tease.
Yeah.
Mitch, please come
Oh,
on.
wow.
Come on.
Chris Alt, Nevada athletic director.
Yeah, former head coach at Nevada. There,
Yeah, ran a
the
pistol.
yeah. I mean, he developed that offense that people use all the time now.
Mark Harlan, Utah athletic director.
Never heard of the guy.
Wow, too much out west already.
Chet Gladchuck, Navy athletic
That
director.
sounds like a made up name.
Wow.
Have
Wow.
you seen that new Western with Chet Gladchuck in it? Yeah, man.
Jim Grobe.
Yep. Former
It all-
Wake Forest.
Wake
coach.
Yeah,
Forest.
only says former coach, does not
Yeah,
list.
Wake Forest.
Wake Forest for a long time.
Yeah,
That is the guy I reckon. that
I
couldn't
like
name
Jim
him.
Grobe. Do you know Jim Grobe was part of that Marshall team that went down?
I did not know that.
He was on
Yeah.
that team.
Yeah.
Wow.
He played or was an assistant?
He was an assistant, I think. I remember interviewing him, and I did
Wow.
a deep dive, and I found out he was part of it. And I asked him about it. and
Wasn't
he-
on the plane?
He wasn't on the plane.
Wow.
That's
pretty
a good,
crazy.
A good break.
How would you
It-
feel about that?
I think some people would have guilt. I'd be like, "Damn, I got lucky."
Another lease on life.
Yeah, I think I'd roll out to Vegas.
I'd be like the old man at the end of Saving Private Ryan. I tell my wife every day.
Yeah, I got to earn this.
Yeah, tell me, earn this.
Yeah.
Tell me, tell
with
me I'm
that
a good
said,
man. Tell
Jim,
me I'm a good man.
Jim Grove. The reason I bring that up is a cool story, but he's old, so I bet he is not staying up late watching.
Yeah, he's
some of
not
these.
watching the late Pac-12
Uh-uh.
games.
Yeah, but right now, not a lot of SEC.
Oh,
love
nobody
there.
knows.
No,
You've heard the
there's-
SEC flavor.
Yeah,
You've already heard it. Yeah,
We got Ward Manuel,
Michigan AD,
David
They don't want Alabama
Saylor,
in.
David Saylor. Never heard of him.
Miami of Ohio athletic director.
Oh, yeah.
I
let's
mean,
put
why
that
do we
guy
have
on
these
there,
people
really.
deciding to freaking?
Will Shields,
Miami,
former
Ohio.
Nebraska player.
Yeah.
Rod West,
Rod
former
West.
Notre Dame player.
Oh
Do you
my
remember
gosh.
Rod West
Nope.
playing at Notre Dame?
Mm-mm.
Gene Taylor, Kansas State athletic director.
Oh my!
Where was it? Wasn't he the guy that was the AD at? Where was he? All right, go ahead. I don't know.
And we got Joe Taylor, Virginia Union athletic
I
director.
mean, what are we even doing? Virginia Union. The only thing I know them for is Ben Wallace played there, didn't he?
Now, I honestly think that you need to back to Josh Pate and Joel Klatt.
I agree.
Those
Get
are the
those guys
guys
on-
Yep.
that need to be
Yeah.
on the committee because they watch a ton of football.
I agree.
They've got common sense for the most part.
I
So Mitch Barnhart is the only SEC flavor
yes.
we have on.
Yeah.
Yes, that is it. We've got a lot of Nevada.
We got a lot of small school,
Yeah.
which I don't really understand.
And then we've got Kelly Whiteside, former college football reporter for multiple outlets.
Oh,
That
that's
is a
a
female.
chick.
That's the media. I bet that
Yeah.
is a
Let me
female.
see.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, it
Kelly.
is.
Kelly.
Well,
Kelly with an I.
I mean, you can have some.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I-
can have some guys.
I knew
named
some
Kelly.
Kellys.
Yeah.
My pool guy's named Kelly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've never known
One of
it.
our producers, Kelly Kitchens. used
yeah,
to be
back
a
in the
guy.
day.
Hey, so real
Still-
quick, I'm going
still
to
is a
tell
guy,
tell
yeah.
y'all the Kentucky story.
Yeah, I want to hear the Mark Stoops
and,
story.
and then I want to get your opinion on what you think happens to Alabama.
Okay.
So talking to Chip Brown today, he said, and Chip knows what's going on in Texas, right?
Yeah.
So, or Texas A&M as well. He said Ross Bjork really wanted Mark Stoops, and it became a Greg Schiano, Tennessee situation where people were so upset that Mark Stoops was going to be the guy and they wanted Elko that it pushed him into the decision to leave it alone and go the other direction.
Well, there was
Yeah.
reports that Stoops actually got on the plane at one point and never left the tarmac.
Well, to
in
me,
Lexington.
if my athletic director that I'm paying millions of dollars doesn't have the balls to hire the guy that he wants to hire, that's a problem. I like Elko better than Stoops, but if you want to hire Stoops, hire Stoops.
Well, but I mean, you look at the other side of that. Alan Green decided to go rogue against the big time Auburn boosters and hire a guy they didn't want, and Brian Harsin. What's Alan Green doing right now?
You're right. But if you get it right, if you believe
Oh, if
in
you get it
yourself,
right, yeah.
and I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? I would rather have Elko, but Stoops has obviously done a really good job.
First of all, I would not. It wouldn't leak out until my boosters had already signed off on Mark Stoops. Are we in one all agreed with Mark Stoops? Because once it gets out there, you know how the world is today. They're going to
Yeah.
shoot holes in it.
Yep. Well,
so
but even once your boosters sign off on it, they don't want to be on the other side of that. So if the holes start to get shot in it, they're going back out, and
Well,
you're the one that's going to look like an
I'm
idiot.
going to need to call them. Hey, y'all need to man up right here.
Yeah. Well,
that's the
I'm
thing.
paying your salary. You're not telling me to man up.
Is
just saying.
honestly, it's almost like you have the meeting with those guys in the room, and you're like, I want Mark Stoops. What do you guys think about it? And if you all agree on it, or we got a majority, then we're going out and we're gonna have an allegiance, and I don't care what everybody else says.
How uncomfortable would that have been for Bob Stoops with his love of Oklahoma? But you want to help Mark a little bit. Would you not? I mean, Bob could swing some sticks recruiting with some high school coaches in that region of the country. Bob Stoops helping the Aggies would have been beneficial if he'd helped out Mark.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. And
Of course, I don't know how tight they are. I've never seen them in a picture together.
That's I haven't either.
Have you?
No.
Now Mike is on the Kentucky staff, I believe, the other brother.
Yep.
Who was for a minute in Tuscaloosa as an analyst.
I called him Chuck Long one time.
Chuck Long? You call Mike Stoops Chuck Long?
I did.
To his face?
Yep.
What'd he say? I mean, that's
you apparently don't cover Oklahoma football, son. This is when I was early in the career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Son.
You're right. You're right, Dad.
Yeah. Old
Pops.
man.
You're right, Pops.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was when Chuck Long was the offense coordinator. He was the defense coordinator. It was one of those things. I had literally cassette player recording them and was in Norman running up to him. And I was like, so, Coach Long. And he's like, son. Yeah, you got the wrong guy.
Coach Long.
You know what? You're going to get fired. He's going to get
That's
fired.
right.
None of it matters.
Yeah. That's
Your
why
tubby little brother's the guy that's going to make all the money.
EG will experience this one day, but sometimes they bring players out. They don't tell you who they are. And there are 3 or 4 questions in. Sometimes I'm just sticking generic one-on-one. Just
talk about
SEC Media Days too. Hey, we're gonna sit this guy down in the middle of the show.
Yeah.
We don't know who the hell he is.
So we're live on the air. So you just start off with
what you like to eat.
Yeah, your side of the football, man. What
do you see on your side of the football?
Yeah, your side of
so
your unit this year.
You'll love this. You've seen how SEC Media Days is set up.
Right.
So in Atlanta, the first time it was in Atlanta, there was just like this ballroom, and they had us all crammed in a ballroom back when we were just doing radio. And I think it was Ole Miss brought a player to our table, and it was the wrong table. Like the guy brought it to the wrong table, and we had no clue who it was.
No.
I think it was Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So
it wasn't the quarterback.
So everybody's looking at each other like, do y'all
Right.
have any clue who we're talking to? Like, nope,
No.
idea. So we knew it was Ole Miss because we saw the Ole Miss, the pin or whatever. So we just like tiptoe into the interview, and none of us know how to reset it. We're like, I don't even know who I'm talking to. Oh, it was
Hey.
so
Why
awkward.
don't you introduce yourself, son?
Yeah, yeah.
Introduce yourself.
Talk
to
about
the,
Oxford, Mississippi.
Yeah.
What you like doing in Oxford, Mississippi? Because I don't even know which side of the ball you play. You look like an offensive lineman.
I can't be certain though.
Yeah, but I want to stereotype.
Wouldn't it be better if they just wore their jerseys at those things?
Media days.
Yeah.
For basketball they did.
Yeah, she's right about that.
Yeah.
They go
Right.
in uniform for basketball.
Some good athletic departments will walk around with signs.
Well, they had the sign, and we could see the Ole Miss on the sign, but we couldn't see the name, and we're all
Like,
craning our neck.
no.
And the guy doesn't know we were craning our neck, so he's just kind of doing the sign to the side.
I've always appreciated that any kind of social function name tags.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
agree.
agree.
I think that's a lost thing that needs to be brought back.
So
Yeah.
I did this. Me and my ex-wife used to host a ton of parties. And I say a ton, but it was like
No.
Cinco,
Yeah.
it was Halloween, it was Christmas, New Year's Eve, all that kind of stuff.
All the major holidays.
But I would make sure that I had name tags at
That's
every one.
smart. Yeah.
Because I would like bring high school friends to college friends to new friends to clients, and they'd all come together. And I know like casually somebody's met somebody, but they really don't know.
It
And
helps
as long as you
everyone.
had that,
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I
think
agree.
the worst is when you're like, "Oh, nice to meet you," and they hit you with the, "Oh, I've met you before."
Yeah.
Or like, I think that's really awful. So now I'm in the habit of, "It's good to see you."
Well, I got a guy at lunch today. He's like, "We've never met, have we?" And I was like, "We actually have." But
Yeah,
Boy, that is embarrassing.
that is so awful.
Like,
It's
hey,
just-
I'm Ryan Brown. Oh, we've met. Yeah, like that.
Yeah,
You
like,
know,
I'm
I
so
kind
sorry.
of forgot you.
Yeah, nice to
That's
see
all
you again.
Yeah. It is Bud Light Game Night. We're at Crestwood Tavern in the Crestwood area, as the name would indicate. We've got plenty of Bud Light here. They're running around with the buckets of Bud Light, and you can come by and enjoy some of that in a really cool spot. We've enjoyed our
It
times
is.
here at Crestwood Tavern. Neat spot. I'd never been here until
no, it's
we did our
it's-
first show.
It's cool, and some of our buddies, clients are back in the back, and the first time they've ever been here. Fast, you guys seesaw that both Alabama and Georgia get into this college football playoff.
I'm still going to say
15%.
If Bama wins, I want to see this because I think both are deserving.
I
do
agree.
too.
Yeah.
If
I do
Bama
too.
wins,
I do too. With all due respect to everyone else,
Yeah, I don't care.
Georgia deserves to
Yeah,
be
outside of
in this.
Michigan, if Michigan does win, which they will.
Okay, what if Iowa beats Michigan?
Oh,
No,
my
Michigan
God.
Big
deserves
Ten's
to be in?
done. Big Ten's done. No.
booted.
So we're willing to give
Well, yeah,
Georgia.
There's
because
a,
they've only beat one top 10 team.
that's right.
Penn
There's a
State.
difference in,
Yeah,
in
there's a
Georgia
big
losing to
difference.
Alabama and Michigan losing
Big
to Iowa.
difference.
I could see it.
I think they're gone.
Gone.
Do y'all
How
think
are they
Michigan?
going?
You think Michigan boat races Iowa, or do you
Oh
think
yeah.
Iowa's got a little something for
No,
them?
I think it's like 45-0.
Oof.
Yeah.
Good luck, Clat.
Well, here's another thing that I will look at, and one of the things I'm looking at lanceslog.com. Their style points this week. Michigan doesn't need them, but Michigan with Harbaugh back, I think they want to pound them in the ground. But Texas is going to do whatever they can to beat the hell out of Oklahoma State. Oregon's
But Mike Gundy's a better coach, so can they even win the game?
I think the talent is much different.
Can they even win the game?
Oregon is going to do whatever they can, not
Yep.
only to revenge a loss, but to beat the holy hell out of Washington. And I still think Florida State, I don't think it will happen, but if they get the opportunity to run it up, they'll run it up. All these teams are going to do that.
So if that happens,
I think even Alabama, would you not, if you're Nick Saban, and
Yes.
you could ask
Yes.
him right now, but if you're up 7 and you have an opportunity to win that game by 14 over a team that's won 29 straight,
absolutely.
In a heartbeat.
Go
In
for
a
it.
heartbeat. Yep.
so it's a run it up weekend if you can do it.
It's the old run it up weekend.
I like that.
welcome to Run It Up
Yep.
Weekend, brought to you by.
That's
Brought to you
good.
by Hoka.
It's not. Oh yeah, I love Hoka.
The kids love them, man. They wear them all the time. My daughter, I mean, how many pair do you have?
3 or 4.
Yeah, I can't. Anna
I
Kate's
go
got some
through
pair. Yeah. I mean, the kids love the Hokas.
I've got 3.
3.
Well, he's a teenage girl.
Yeah.
I'm an old guy with a bad back.
Hey, he just needs a bath and a glass of red
Yeah.
wine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. On the way home
I've
from.
told the story.
Yeah. Well, you tell it on
Okay,
the air. You haven't
okay.
told it on the air.
Oh, did I not?
No.
So we're leaving the Iron Bowl, this trio right here, and I'm just like, wow, what a day!
Yeah.
This
What a
is,
game.
EG's first Iron
awesome.
Bowl. Yeah.
Like, couldn't ask for anything better. And, we're cruising along. It's kind of quiet. We're all relaxed, and Dunaway shares with the car that all he wants right now is
no.
oh,
So we were in a topic about something when we were going to get home.
we
and,
were. I
and
don't.
It was something, and then, well, you will at least take a shower before you go to bed, right? I forget what it was.
I think we did say that.
Yeah.
There was something
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, there was something when we got home, and I said,
Yeah.
but everyone will at least
You said-
grab a shower
Yeah, and,
before.
and we concurred.
And that's when I said, well, maybe not a shower.
And then I said, or no, yeah, you said I would like a nice warm bath
And a glass of
and a
wine.
glass of wine
And
and
some
a
candles.
soak.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A
a good
soak.
soak. Good
Yes.
soak.
And we did not.
I've been
share the
dealing with a
sentiment.
little back,
sciatic,
back,
right?
hip, leg
Yeah.
problems.
It's okay.
I just thought to myself, a nice little
A
hot
nice
bath, a
Epsom salt.
glass of wine, some candles.
Did you take your soak?
No, I didn't. But
Why?
it sounded good in that car ride.
I mean, Brad Bell put in badass bathtubs for you and
Both
I.
of us. Yeah.
And I've never even thought about getting in that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't
Well, don't let me
realize
house it.
Break it in.
I'll send you that selfie. Bubbles up to here like Pretty Woman.
Oh, no.
I don't doubt it. That's the thing.
Oh, no. Do girls even take baths anymore?
I don't. I just.
It's just kind of filthy.
I
isn't
think
it?
that's
Well,
what.
no, okay. I have a roommate. Had a roommate that she only like their whole family only took baths, like no shower.
So odd.
And I thought that
Are
was
they Amish?
no, they're from and I love this family. I love this family, Gracie, and I
Nah,
love
they're
you.
not watching.
They're not, but they're from Brantley County, from Nahunta, Georgia. Okay.
Okay.
Jalen Auburn basketball. Why am I
Jalen-
forgetting his name?
Jalen Williams,
Yeah. I was about to go Jalen Simpson, but Jalen Williams, he's from Nahunta,
Okay.
and no one ever has heard from that town.
I
But
guarantee he doesn't take baths.
no, but Gracie and Gil. That's what it
Grace
says.
and Gil.
Grace and Gil.
That is a
In
very
all,
southern name.
in all seriousness, you remember the last bath I've had?
Oh my God.
Butterfly Gap.
Oh. No, it's not.
It is. I've not been to the bathtub
Oh,
since.
horse shit.
I don't take baths. I don't
This
take
is when
baths.
he shaved his chest and got it infected.
ingrown
What?
hair.
Ingrown hair. Yeah.
Ew.
Ah.
That's so not what I wanted to even visualize. Ew.
Hey, do you, EG, do you
It was very close to the left nipple.
that make it better?
No.
He's had a beer. Forgive him.
Ugh.
He's buzzed.
So bad.
Hey, EG, do you regret the time you spent putting these games together and we never get
No,
to it?
it's okay because honestly, I think this is what the people want to see. You
Yeah.
guys want to hear
Do they?
about
I don't know.
ingrown hairs and bathtubs when you're just trying to get your.
EG's, I mean, one of her Thursday deals is she puts all these games together to talk about. We never get to
But
it.
I enjoyed this because
Okay.
it's very, and I think our audience, it's like we're just hanging out with them.
Yeah.
It's great practice
It-
for you
Yeah,
to get the game preps in.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Do we
yeah.
have any interesting comments
Well, I
on
can
Dunaway
look back
shaving
for
his
some.
nipples?
Ugh.
Simon, 5150, he needs he thinks Alabama needs FSU and Texas to lose.
That helps. That
He
helps
does.
a lot. You'll know about Texas before you kick off.
Yeah, I think
You won't know about FSU until after it's
if
done.
Texas loses and Alabama wins,
Then I
Alabama
don't think
is
there's
in
any discussion.
100%.
Any discussion.
Yeah.
If they're true about this is my thing though.
Four best teams.
Their credentialing and their process of this to me is shady. I'm going to be honest.
Oh yeah, no, I mean it already is based on what we have seen in the college football rankings up until this
Right.
point.
They write it loosely
Yes.
so they can manipulate it any way they want.
Troy says this show needs to stop pretending SEC fatigue isn't real. Show me evidence that there's SEC fatigue, and I'll stop pretending it.
Well, we'll see this week. I mean,
but there's zero. Do you see any evidence of SEC fatigue?
Well,
I mean, I think it's been undeniable up until this point. Like you could not keep the SEC out.
Yeah.
But
Well,
now you've got a legitimate excuse. If Alabama beats Georgia, we will see.
yeah, in the past, there's nothing they could do about it, Troy. Now there's a chance they could do something about it, and it has worked out where there's only one SEC representative on the committee, so that it is stacked to where if there is SEC fatigue, you're right, Troy. Alabama wins this game, they will have the opportunity to say, "We're tired of seeing the SEC. We're going to do this without you."
But
And I will sit here and say, if Georgia and Alabama, one of them is not in this, then how can you play a national championship tournament without the conference that is considered to be
the best
conference in
No, it
college
is.
football?
And look, and I have battled for the Pac-12 this year because I think it was a unique year in the Pac-12. And I think the Pac-12 looked like the best early on.
But it tanked a little bit.
The best conference right now is the SEC. Pac-12 is number 2.
Yeah.
And then I would go Big Ten. And the problem is the Big 12's got one team, and the ACC's got one team, and that's it.
Yeah, but in all fairness, the SEC, they've got Georgia. Alabama can prove they belong up there with a win. Missouri and Ole Miss are good. They're better than most people's third and fourth. But it's not like it has been in years past in the SEC. I don't want to sit here and pretend that this is a good SEC
but
by
I still
SEC
think,
standards.
I think we should respect the reputation of the SEC.
Yeah.
Like if you've got a kid that has never been in trouble and they get in trouble for the first time, you got to give them kind of the benefit of the doubt. And you're not going to punish that kid as much as you would punish a kid that traditionally gets in trouble.
Missouri, Penn State, neutral field.
Missouri, Penn State.
Missouri, Penn State.
I think Missouri. I think Missouri beats Florida State right now.
I think Missouri would beat Penn State.
Ole Miss, Penn State.
Ole Miss too.
But no, Missouri would beat Florida State right now.
And see, that's the discussion you should have. Okay,
here's the
Missouri's
question.
third best team in the SEC, and they could beat a team you're going to put in the playoffs.
Out of all the teams in discussion, from I guess top 8, what would be the best national championship matchup that you would want to watch that wouldn't be a TCU Georgia or a Michigan?
Alabama Georgia. You're about to see it
Well,
Saturday.
you're about to see Alabama,
Right.
Georgia,
Yeah.
and I want to see the winner of that game play Michigan.
So then,
I think the winner of that game, Michigan. That's what I would say right now.
I mean, because Michigan's good,
Yeah.
and I want to see them against the other best team in the
But
country.
I think right now, I think Alabama and Georgia
would be the
the game I would want to see.
Yeah.
I'm going to get to see it Saturday.
Yeah, but I can't like Michigan is past every test.
Right.
And they just beat Ohio State. And I think Ohio State's really good.
Like if the Big Ten,
I think Ohio State is a top 5 team. Texas or Ohio State, I don't,
if the Big Ten had come in and said, we think they have cheated and they are banned from postseason this year, you couldn't have sat here legitimately and said, these are the 4 best teams playing, and we've got a true national champion this year. We would have awarded it, we'd have celebrated it, but without Michigan being in the mix, you wouldn't have known, right? You wouldn't have known because Michigan is that good. I want to see Michigan against a really good team from not named Ohio State.
Mhm.
And I'd love to see it, Michigan against the winner of Saturday in the playoffs,
Well,
whether it's the semi or the championship.
and that's going to be your problem. If Alabama wins this game and the SEC is completely left out, I don't think a realistic, intelligent college football fan can say the best team has won the national championship because Oregon is good, but can Oregon win 2 games? I don't know. Can Washington win 2 games? Can Florida State win 2 games? I know when they play their best, Georgia and Alabama can win 2 games
I
in
agree.
this.
That's right. And they've got great rosters by recruiting standards.
Strength of schedule.
Strength of schedule is there.
The eye test.
Yep. At times, though, Alabama's looked bad.
They have.
looked bad. I mean, they had to go 4th and 31.
They did.
They had to go 4th and 31 to win at
Listen to
Auburn.
Jimmy
I mean,
D
that's not
talk-
Yeah, but I'm going to tell you,
that's not a flower in your cap.
It is not, but I think smart football people understand rivalries and rivalries
Yeah.
on the road.
I
think a
agree.
lot of times that gets discounted because they know how tough those games are to win.
Okay, but in fairness, we were knocking Florida State for, blowing a 12-0 lead to Florida. That's their rivalry game, so you have to factor that in. It was on the road.
I agree, but they're also playing without their starting quarterback, and I factor that in too. I'm just telling you, the SEC is not getting left out of this thing. I'll
I don't
stand
think
by
so.
it.
I don't think
so
they
either.
should, but
Yeah.
I think there's a chance that it will happen.
Yeah, I think there's a chance.
Yeah,
which is crazy.
If it happens, it'll suck. It will absolutely
I mean,
suck.
do you
But
think-
this was my nightmare scenario. I didn't try to scare you kids back in the day, but I always said I want automatic bids for this reason, that the SEC champion, should always be in this thing.
Yeah.
And this is my nightmare
So
scenario.
if we were old school BCS and we saw the rankings earlier this week, Alabama really would have no shot at getting in, right?
Well, you don't know when you factor in the win over Georgia what that would do for the numbers.
Yeah, I think the computers would, and all the voters would like that.
Okay, so how
And
about
that-
this?
and that's what I've always
if Bama
said is-
beats Georgia
Yeah.
and they do get in and Michigan wins, how do you think it's seeded?
Well, I don't know that, because that is really interesting to me, because if it's Michigan 1, Alabama 4, that game's likely in the Rose Bowl.
But I'm okay with that. Love the Rose Bowl. January 1st.
Are we going?
January 1st
We'll be there.
at the Rose Bowl? We get to do the Rose
Oh my
Bowl parade
gosh.
in the morning.
Are you
I'm-
excited
Actually,
I'm
about that?
there.
Actually go to the game
We're
being
gonna be
played
there.
when God intended it, with the
Yeah.
sun setting on the San Gabriel Mountains.
That would be awesome.
I would love that.
Yeah,
We
because
should get
when
our
we've
own
gone,
float.
when we played at the Rose Bowl, it's never been really
You're
the
right.
Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Yeah, we played it like Monday night, Thursday night.
Yeah.
We've been there
Yeah.
for
Yeah, we
the
did
championship
Thursday
game.
night, Alabama, Texas in 09. And in 13, we did a Monday night, Florida State,
That's right.
Auburn game.
Both championship games in the Rose Bowl, but after the Rose
But
Bowl
not
had
the
been played.
actual Rose Bowl.
This would be the
Yeah.
actual Rose Bowl.
Yeah.
Back
That'd
when
be
Alabama, wrote their fight song. Remember, the Rose Bowl will win.
I know it's right there in the words.
They would
Yeah.
get a chance to do that
That'd be awesome.
one
Yeah.
more time.
I
Yeah.
still think if this thing plays out, I think what they will try to do is Michigan, Georgia, Alabama, Texas rematch.
Yeah.
I'd want to see Alabama, Michigan.
If I'm Alabama, I want Texas out of those four.
I want
or
to
those
see. I
three.
want to see Terrion Arnold picking off some of that weak shit JJ McCarthy throws out in the flat.
We'll see. We'll see. I think they're better than you
Loves
guys.
him some JJ McCarthy. Loves him some.
Hey, threw the best pass I've seen this year.
He did throw
Yeah,
it. It
only
wasn't,
because the DB turned away from the quarterback and it whizzed past his head.
Unbelievable.
I
throw.
still don't think it was a touchdown, but it's a heck of a pass. I still don't think it was
Of
a
course,
touchdown.
Melrose was right there with it.
That's a pretty good pass right
Yeah.
there. I think you about filled that cup
That
up.
was a piss missile.
Yeah, it was.
It was. I love that saying.
Yeah. You got any games you want to talk about, EG?
He's still there. He's fine.
Who, somebody fell
Did
down?
someone really fall?
No,
Stop.
well, they dropped some stuff in the back.
Oh.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
you're
We
going to
were-
tell me nobody's ever fallen
we
in the
were-
Crestwood
I
Tavern?
guarantee you.
She's
yeah.
glancing over at Mikey, make sure the women aren't clawing all over
No,
him over there.
no. We were talking about. Wait, what'd you say?
You're over there
Clawing.
glancing at Mikey, make sure all the
Oh
women
yeah,
are
just
far away from him. Stay away
checking
from
my P's and Q's.
stay away from my man.
Me and Lance were talking about our algorithms again,
Yeah.
and we shared some funny.
How awesome was the dude getting struck by lightning?
Oh, you showed me that during the show.
Do you have
today.
that on your algorithm too?
I mean, he's dead probably, but
But-
man, it
Probably.
no.
was
The
crazy.
the best was the shoe flying off in midair.
The motorcycle guy. Yeah, this dude. And look,
it's a real person.
I hate seeing people die on
Yes.
camera.
We-
I want
that-
to preface
Sure,
this.
don't we all?
Amen.
But if you're a motorcycle in the rain and you're trying to go around somebody doing
He
150,
flew like 2,000 miles. an
yeah,
hour.
that's on you. And he hits a curb and he flies up in the air and there's a lot of wind going, and his shoe goes one way, he goes the other. But we didn't see how he landed. He
No,
could
he
have landed
landed
on his
He
feet.
landed on
Yeah,
his
he
feet.
could have stuck the
But like
landing.
people falling, it just if like I were to see one of y'all fall,
Oh,
I would laugh.
I
thinking
did
about it.
yesterday or 2 days ago in Napoleon. I went to the bathroom, I ran out, and I was coming up, and Jack saw it.
Did you trip up the stairs?
Because I was looking back, there was like this scene. So I'm trying to watch the movie and walk up the dark stairs, and I tripped and fell. And when I got back to seat, Jack was like, everybody saw that.
Everybody saw that.
Man,
Hey, does it look like Buddy the Elephant has got the decorations
It
here?
really does, yeah.
what does it say?
Oh,
don't
there is
see.
writing on that one. It's
It's
like,
like an autograph.
right up above us.
Mhm.
There's writing on that snowflake. I can't read it.
I
though.
Yeah,
love
maybe.
Christmas
Far away.
time,
I
don't
do too.
you?
It's awesome.
I do, yeah.
So awesome. Very merry.
I like taverns like this too. It reminds me of my favorite film,
It
Goodfellas.
says, "Get the vaccine, Snowflake."
No, it doesn't say
No,
that.
it so does not.
Does it really?
Oh, you can't read that.
Oh, yeah. This does remind me of the Goodfellas Tavern. I agree
It's a
100%
good
with you.
environment.
Get your
Yep.
shine box.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody's gonna be okay. No, go get your shine box.
Oh, by the way, there's a-
79.55 FAU. By the way, right now.
there is good for you, Dunaway, another winner.
Yeah.
There is a new Netflix special out called Bookie.
What's it about?
And, I wonder. But I've gotten like a ton of people have sent me, you've got to watch this. So I'm going to put tonight on one screen,
Right.
Seahawks and Cowboys, and then I'm going
Bookie
to
on
watch
the
Bookie.
other.
Yeah.
And it's about running book?
Yep.
Oh, that would be fun.
Interesting. Well,
Like from old school, like phone calls, or the way it's done now?
Oh, I can't really tell you that.
I'll give the lines for all the games we've touched on so people can know just the professional side of things
Okay.
in terms of numbers.
While we're doing this, remember, follow EG on all our social media
Thank you, Dunaway.
platforms. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. of
What
you.
is it on Twitter /X?
MEGEMMYG_sports.
MEG_sports, which
Yep.
is a great Twitter handle. Never
Thank
have to
you.
change that.
Thank
Works
you.
out really good.
Thank you so
Can I
much.
say that again?
Yeah. MEG Sports.
No. What
Oh.
you were saying. I just wanted to get that out there for the guys
Yes, thank you very much.
who are loving your content tonight.
Thank you. So the total for, let's do Oklahoma State, Texas. Texas' favorite stop.
That's the guy getting struck by lightning. I don't think that's real. There's no way that's real.
It
No, it
real.
is. It is. And my Methodist belief system refuses to laugh at it.
He turns into a Christmas tree
He really
because he's
is.
got an umbrella that you like to use.
When it's raining.
But that's what brought it down. It was that metal,
It was.
it not?
It happens to the best of us.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, we're gonna get like canceled for laughing at people for getting struck by
Yeah.
lightning.
Yeah.
We do not condone that.
Or when you get to the pearly gates, guy's going to be like, remember that time you were in a bar
No,
at MEG Sports and
he
you were
does
laughing at
not.
a guy?
No.
I was talking to
Yeah.
her boyfriend, Mikey. Like, if I see lightning, I'm staying in. He said he was at a condo. When
Yeah,
was this?
This was probably he was in middle school, early high school, so 10 years ago.
So he knew it was bad weather. So he's up at the condo watching out. And there's a dude
Yeah.
like standing out there. What did he have?
Ankle deep, a selfie stick.
Yeah. And he,
Oh,
got,
a selfie stick?
he got-
Better known as a lightning rod?
Yeah,
Yeah.
really.
he got wiped out while he
Yeah.
was watching.
Oh,
Mike,
I mean,
you watch him die?
Yeah.
like you don't even have to hit selfie stick; just hit the water he's standing in.
Yeah.
It's actually
yeah.
pretty good.
That's, I mean, you're pretty dumb if you're doing that.
I
Right.
try to be a common sense guy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Agreed. And
Common sense takes you a long way in
It's
life.
my favorite scene in Sweet Home Alabama, though, when they go out to the beach and they throw those rods down
course
at the
it
beach
is.
and
Of
get the
course, yeah.
crystals.
You
They
know
just
it.
would have made love in the
Love that.
waves.
I love that. Not a lightning storm. Go back in the truck with Bryant, the dog, after Bear Bryant.
I
did
thought
y'all
it
see
was
the
Bear.
dog in here?
Was it Bear or Bryant?
Did y'all see that dog in here?
I did. see
Yeah,
that.
that was
Yeah.
Jackson.
Yeah, I love that dog. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
That like made my whole day.
It was a brown lab. They call him Jackson Brown.
That's really cool. I like
I
that.
don't
Yeah.
like Jackson Brown, but I like the dog.
Running on empty.
Pretty cool.
Dr. My Eyes.
I only know one.
So I did the other one.
Anywho, Texas is favored by 15 with a total of 55. Michigan favored by 22. Total of 35.
So I will tell you this, and I'm gonna. If you're watching us tonight, you're getting a free gift.
Oh no!
Oh my gosh.
Happy
like Oprah.
Happy
Woohoo!
holidays from Lance's.
No,
Life.
yeah.
I
you
really,
look under your seats right
this
now.
is look. Things could change. There could be a line movement. There could be an injury. Right now, I feel really good about both those favorites.
Okay.
I think they run it up.
I'm going to
Michigan, Texas.
Run it up weekend.
Boy, I hope I can find this point, this thing about the Michigan-Iowa point spread. Because I think I almost sent it to you, Lance, because I think you would find it really, really interesting. It's going to take me a second, though, EG, if you've got
No, that's
something else
okay.
to do.
How do you guys say the team that FSU is playing this weekend?
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah, apparently I say it like a northerner.
We'll say it.
Louisville?
A little too
No,
much.
I think that's more southern.
Yeah,
Louisville.
I'm
Louisville?
Louisville is southern.
I can't. It gets called Louisville.
Louisville.
Louisville. Louisville.
Louisville. There's no S.
Louisville.
Louisville.
Yeah. Anyways,
Nobody says the S though. Right?
No.
Louisville.
Louisville. No, it's
No.
a different
I
place.
think in
That's
Mississippi.
Lewisville.
Louis-
No, I think in
Louisville.
Mississippi it's Louisville. There's a
Louisville.
Louisville. It's spelled the same way, but I think they say Louisville.
Would not
Mississippi.
surprise me.
Yeah, and I'm going to give you a little sneak peek right here.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
You
I'm
like this
feeling
one too?
holiday spirit.
Yeah.
We've got Uncle Hands on the
Yeah.
sauce
Yeah.
giving away all his goodies.
No, this is the game that will take a little chaos out.
Okay.
Louisville wins this game.
Yeah, you've said that. You've been a Louisville.
And I was on Florida State last week. Louisville will win this game.
Well,
That'd be fantastic.
Louisville's a good team.
FSU favored by 2.5 with a total of 47.5.
Yeah, so the total's a little low too. I just wonder what offensively you're going to get for Florida State in this game. Louisville can score points. You saw it against Kentucky. That was another rivalry game. I'll give them a pass there. They turned it over 3 times. I watched the entire game because I had Kentucky.
But I mean,
Devin
look,
Leary
Kentucky's losses have been to Georgia, Alabama. Who was the other one?
Missouri.
I mean, those are 3 pretty damn good teams they've
Yeah.
lost to.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah.
not a bad loss.
No, and Devin Leary, for whatever reason, though, if I'm a quarterback, I am not going to Kentucky. I'm just not.
Yeah, you just never play well.
Yeah,
there.
you
There's
just
not been
don't.
one quarterback who plays
Um,
well.
I think
they're
they're-
shopping in the portal right now. Mark Stoops stayed and got some NIL money to try to get their next quarterback out of this portal.
If you pay me enough, I'll go play for you, but I'm not going to like it.
Some people have suggested that that's a landing spot for a Grayson McCall or somebody like that.
Okay.
Interesting.
Anyway, I think Louisville. I will run it back. I thought Louisville was the beneficiary of a bad schedule. I think they are better than advertised.
So you are taking them to win.
I like Louisville in this spot. I do.
Yeah.
And that's good news for Alabama, Texas, Oregon.
Opens the door for a lot of
Yeah.
people to walk
A
through.
little chaos.
Yeah.
A little sprinkle.
By the way, in the portal, a kid from New Hampshire, this University of New Hampshire, Max Bosmer, I believe is his name, is from high school football in Georgia,
Really?
but wasn't enough scholarships at Georgia where he wanted to play, was offered a preferred walk-on, decided to go to New Hampshire where he could get playing time, is in the portal and is getting rave reviews as this guy, he's from New Hampshire. Nobody knows who he is. This time next year, everybody will know where he
Interesting.
where he,
Okay.
where he
Look
ends
at
up.
Dunaway.
I think it's Max Bosmer. I think it's his name.
Bosmer?
Yeah.
I like kids like that.
Played high school football in Georgia, wanted to go to Georgia, wasn't enough room. They offered him a preferred walk on the Stetson Bennett treatment,
Yes,
and he
serve
decided to
your
go to
time.
New Hampshire. Yeah.
Let's see.
I cannot find that stat, Lance. I'm going to try to find it.
Yeah.
It was on Michigan, Iowa. I'll see if I can find it.
Oh, he's from Roswell. That's right near me.
You
Oh,
got
look
you
at
got the name. That's him.
Yep. Max Brosmer.
So they think people are going to be after this guy?
They do. They rank him in the top 10 of the portal quarterbacks right now.
Interesting.
He's
they
probably
think he-
6 feet, 190 pounds.
They
Let's
think
see.
he's a dark horse.
6'2", 221.
Oh,
No, there you
Okay.
go.
Major biomedical science.
Whoa, smart
I
kid.
know.
Coach on the
Junior.
field.
Let's
Can't
see
keep
if
him out of
there's-
the film room.
Oh, wow. Okay, he got 2023 New England Football Writers Association All New England Team, 2023 New England Football Writers Season Gold Helmet Award,
boy, I hope that is not his pinnacle in life.
Walter Payton Award finalist.
You were part of the all New England team?
Interesting.
I got to start favoring tweets. I'm so
Bookmark
bad.
them
I've
now.
never
They got
done
a
that.
bookmark so you don't have to favor them.
Yeah, I need to start bookmarking.
I've never done
tweets. Yeah, I don't have a habit of it. And I see something, I'm like, well, if I need it, I'll remember where it was now, and I never can remember where they are. This was an interesting stat though about it's basically teams against the spread when there is a very small gap between a big point spread
And a total?
Yeah.
You play the under and the favorite.
Yeah, there was some sort of stat, and it was like a big window of data, and you're like, man, there's a reason this number is the same.
I mean, if you play, think about this: if you play Michigan and under, Iowa can't score 6 points.
Yeah,
And by the way, you can get Iowa scoring 7.5 plus money, plus 160, I think it is.
Oh, I bet. I think it'll be a shutout.
yeah. It's hard to see how they score.
It's hard to say that too in college football.
I know, but Michigan's got to give them a short field for them to score. I mean,
Yeah.
Penn State. Do you remember that Iowa-Penn State game? They were not close to scoring against Penn State. I mean, I don't think they got inside the 40 against.
Do
Penn
you
State.
think there's anything about Michigan? Because I said this earlier today, and I think there is. I think Michigan wants the number 1 overall seed because I think they want to go to the Rose Bowl.
I agree completely with you.
But Georgia wants to go to the Sugar Bowl, so it's not going to matter
Well, I mean, unless Alabama wins.
unless Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Michigan's going to be number 1. They get
Yep.
to choose.
Yeah, they get to go to the Rose Bowl. Yeah, the one thing I don't think Michigan wants to do, Georgia would go to the Sugar. You're right. So they're probably locked into the Rose either way.
The dream scenario for the Rose Bowl one last time is
Michigan,
versus either Oregon or Washington.
Yeah, get that last Big Ten Pac-12 matchup of all time.
Yeah, Michigan, Texas would be kind of cool though.
It would be, but it's
Yeah,
not. It's not what they.
Not the storybook.
What they've done forever.
They've always valued for whatever
How is
reason.
USC not playing tomorrow night? This is so ridiculous.
Yeah.
Lincoln Riley, clear shot.
Alex Grinch. That's how they're not playing tomorrow night.
I blame Lincoln. I don't blame.
Well,
Alex
no,
Grinch.
I mean, Lincoln's got to shoulder a lot of the blame.
That's all right. I agree.
All right. Hey, so tomorrow we are going to be the three of us.
Yep.
Lance is going to be back in studio. The three of us. Switcher's fixed, by the way.
Woohoo!
Fingers crossed. I think we're going to be good.
The switcher's not fixed.
A new switcher.
Let's brag. Yeah,
Installed.
let's brag
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I've worked at places before,
Uh-huh.
both TV too. I'm not saying about where we used to work in radio, but TV too. That when something broke, like
you dealt with it.
you worked around it for
Yeah.
a while.
The original Major League with the Cleveland Indians. You probably never see it. They tape up the propeller.
Yeah.
Yeah, you work around it for a while. Our switcher went down on Thursday morning?
Wednesday
Was it
morning.
Wednesday morning.
And during the show today, I see EG and Little T heaving it back in the back.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh.
Not
that's
just a
already in.
duplicate of what we bought originally, an upgrade
Yeah.
on the switcher. So
Pretty cool.
And there'll be some things you notice in the upgrade. I'll just leave it at that.
that's right. 585 shows with the old one.
Yeah.
2 shows without a switcher to get to
New switcher.
the better switcher
That's
that
right.
thanks to all of our great sponsors.
Am I
and you
gonna get
guys we
better
can afford
color?
to buy.
Yeah.
Will I not be yellow
Yeah, you're not
tomorrow?
going to be yellow at all.
Hey,
Uh,
hey, I mean, it takes a lot to get this old heart fired up. That new switcher has me
Just
fired up.
did it.
So anyway, the three of us will be at the College Football Hall of Fame. If you're going to be in Atlanta, go to the College Football Hall of Fame. It's a great spot. Lance will be in studio, so we'll be talking Bama, Georgia. Barkley with us tomorrow. Is that confirmed?
Yeah, Charles, I talked to him earlier today. We'll be on at 9:15. He is super pissed about how the Iron Bowl ended.
Yeah.
I mean, completely blown away. Did not like
Ron
defense.
Roberts'
Rob
defense.
Robert. Yeah, what he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who does? Who does? How do you give the quarterback that much time?
Yep. So,
Not just on that play, the whole game.
so middle note, early break in the first hour.
Are we
And,
taking breaks
yeah,
tomorrow?
yeah. Oh, yeah, we're taking breaks tomorrow.
Yeah, so
Switchers
Chuck told me he's back in Phoenix. His golf tournament, him and Dan Marley are the defending champions. We can talk about this tomorrow.
Thunder Dan.
Yeah, so they tee off tomorrow at like 11:30.
Yeah, so 9:15 for Barkley tomorrow.
Wow. At this point in time, darker pigmentation, Barkley or Dan Marley?
It's a tight one.
Yeah.
It's a tight one.
Thunder Dan
Yeah.
has to be leather at this point.
Oh, dude, I saw Dan Marley at a club in Atlanta one time.
That guy
And
ran.
he
it
was
as-
getting after it.
Oh, I don't bet that one
but
bit.
he ran about as tanning bed look you could run. back
Dude,
in the
he
day.
was so good, though. I think Central Michigan, is that right?
Yep.
Is that where Thunder Dan
He
played?
played in the MAC, yeah.
I had a fraternity brother who had a tanning bed, and he would
Really?
tan like that with a
Ugh,
necklace
so
and the
bad.
whitest teeth in the world, and we called him
Yeah.
Thunder Dan.
Yeah, so he wasn't cheesy at
Yeah,
all.
you don't
Oh,
remember-
he was. He was.
You don't remember Thunder Dan,
Gigolos
but
get lonely too.
he was the tannest guy in the history of the NBA.
Yes.
He's the guy. I don't think he wore frosted tips, but he's the type of guy that would
That
have
would.
frosted tips. Yeah.
Mike Shanahan was the coach
The
that did
tan
that.
rat.
Yeah.
Yep. You remember the tan rat? Shanahan?
Yes. Yes.
But he was coaching in Denver. Like he's in the middle of the snow and he's all tan. Thunder Dan was at least in Phoenix.
Yeah, at
where-
least he got some of his
Yeah.
naturally.
Unbelievable.
Are you one of those that has to have color all the time?
Yeah.
Really?
I get tan like in the summer pretty easily.
Yeah, but
But-
you look like you got a little year-round color.
Yeah, I
like-
have year-round
I don't know what your
color.
heritage is, but you.
Native American.
That's
Yeah,
what I thought.
That's what everybody
Oh,
says.
horse.
Lance-
No,
Lance-
I'm not kidding.
no,
She's a
Lance
little-
is going to
I'll
want you
do
to
the same bet with you as him.
And Choctaw.
That's right, and a
Yeah.
little bit of Chippewa.
What are you, a country song?
Yeah,
He's an
yeah.
Indian outlaw.
Yes, she is.
Yeehaw. Yeah.
Yeah, Cherokee,
Cherokee
You know
Choctaw,
what's funny?
Choctaw, and a
So
little bit of
My
Chippewa.
baby is a Chippewa.
Chippewa. The baby is a
She's
Chippewa.
is one of a kind.
Yeah, I think that's right.
How about me
is this a
knowing
song
that?
we're singing?
Neil McCoy, right?
Nope.
Who was Native American, by the way?
Yeah, no, Neil McCoy was.
So
He
No,
he
but
actually-
Tim
we could say
McGraw
that.
sang the song.
I
like
thought
Tim
Neil McCoy sang
No,
the
So
song.
it's Tim McGraw.
Yeah.
Sure?
Indian
Yeah.
outlaw.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, but I was thinking Neil McCoy because he is an Indian.
He's Native American, yes.
Okay.
He says he is.
Yeah.
He's not.
I mean,
Did you guys realize they pulled the Indian chick off the Land O'Lakes butter
that
package?
happened like a long time ago.
That's
man.
horseshit.
I know.
So-
Land O'Lakes.
Yep. So anyway, the three of us will be all that to say at the College Football Hall of Fame. Lance will be in studio tomorrow with the new switcher. We're very excited.
I don't know
about
if I
that.
keep drinking, I might be over
That's
there
right.
with you.
It may just be the
I
three
know,
of
was
us.
I
going to say
think-
that.
Yeah.
You're trending towards being there tomorrow.
Woo!
I might. I got a driver.
Atlanta.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
so we're live 9 to noon tomorrow. Charles Barkley on the show. Todd Furman with the numbers from the desert. Mike Griffith covers Georgia in the SEC. We'll talk with him.
And this crew is doing a basketball game together on December 13th.
Man.
Yeah, that's
I
wild.
That's
don't
gonna
think
be fun.
anyone is ready.
SEC Network.
I'm excited. I already have my outfit picked out.
Sankey.
Have you got your outfit picked out?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're going to do the Dumb and Dumber Tux, right?
Are we gonna coordinate?
absolutely. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Sankey, I'll show it to y'all later. Sankey texted me, and all the text said was "What?" question mark.
And then he was like, we've got something else going on that
Yeah.
night.
Oh.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they changed it probably.
They
Just-
did.
They probably changed
No, I
it.
texted him back because if you don't know, we're doing the game next. It's Wednesday night, the 13th, 6:00. The SEC Network. After we announced that today, the SEC Network announces that they've got the schedule unveiled that everybody's been waiting for at the same time.
Yeah,
On
but you
main
can,
SEC
you
Network.
can Google that
Yeah.
while you're watching
You
us.
don't need to listen.
So,
to
so I
that.
text Sankey back, and I'm like, man, that was some quick counter programming y'all coughed up there against us doing this basketball
Yeah,
game.
Yeah.
that felt a little personal.
Hey, by the way, chances are with our sourcing, we'll have that schedule for you 9
little
to
ahead
12
of
earlier in
time.
the day.
That's
Oh,
right.
okay.
Yeah, as we do the show live.
Oh,
in
I think
Huntsville
we
that day.
should.
Well, I don't know. We got to figure all that out. There's
Probably have to.
a lot of stuff we're trying to figure out on that deal.
Probably have to be at courtside. 9 to 12.
Richard says, what time are y'all on tomorrow from Atlanta? Same time, 9 to
Same
noon.
time.
9 to noon Central.
Central.
And Central Time, e.g.
Brown
Remember
acts
that?
like we didn't start the show today at 9:03 and ended at 11:20.
A little bit of a little bit of
9
an
to
issue.
12-ish.
Yeah. And
we'll be
then
on.
same time for the Saturday show, which is 9 to 10 Central Time, also for the College Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, but this time the post game, we know when it'll be. It'll be after Alabama and Georgia. It was roughly the same after time we did down at the Iron Bowl last week.
Yeah.
That was
Little
a
time
good
to go. Little
That
time
was
to do
fun.
posts. and then-
Probably let you guys do post without me.
Yeah, we'll probably do it from the stadium, so it'll be easier.
And I
Yeah.
apologize. Post this year, you missed it. Last year was incredible. I thought. I don't know if they do. We got a little wild post in my basement.
We'll
It was different this year.
we'll come up with a better plan in 2024.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm going to bring it back.
Okay, bringing the party back.
How about a
Woo.
different live local band every Saturday night from
In your basement.
from your
So
basement?
we had a different singer in my basement every.
you
I've heard the lore behind
Can you
that.
imagine Lance's basement?
I mean, can you not see? Lance going no. All right, guys, we'll get back to discussing the games. But right now, the cheesebrokers.
Hey, last year,
2,
seriously,
3, 4.
it was like I couldn't keep focus. Like I was all over it, and I would see Brown like mute me
Yeah,
after I talked.
I'd
And
have
then
to.
people were
So
like-
loud. Yeah, it was so loud. I'd have to mute Lance, and then I
Just
didn't even-
random people walking around, people passed out.
yeah, it was so wild. It all started when you showed your brother asleep. You remember that? That's
It
what
did.
started it all.
Yep.
He
Tesla
was-
guy.
He was poking. You remember it?
And then Caroline wanted to sing.
Yeah.
She sang once, and then
Yep.
she became a favorite.
Yep.
Yep.
Mhm. All right, so we say all that to say we'll be back with you 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. Bud Light game night. Thank you for supporting Bud Light. Go play the game. MyBookie.ag code NextRound. Get your play at lanceslock.com. See you all tomorrow, 9 o'clock on